Welcome to Manifesting Through Motherhood. I'm your host, Lindsay Williams, a self-development mentor, entrepreneur and author, dedicated to helping busy mums like you manifest success, balance and create passive income on your terms. With years of experience in mindset, manifestation, fitness, parenting and business growth, I share simple yet powerful strategies to help you transform your life without the overwhelm. If you're ready to up-level your mindset, build a thriving business and create the life you truly deserve, you're in the right place. You can also find all my books on Amazon, packed with tools to help you manifest and grow. So don't forget to follow the podcast to be updated on all new episodes. And let's get going. Welcome back, ladies. How is everybody doing? So this week is a much more positive week. I am feeling so much more like me. I feel like so many of my clients have had bugs. Everybody has been fatigued. Do you know what? A lot of clients haven't actually cancelled their appointments because, you know what? I just said, if you're coming for your hair or working online, it doesn't matter because we're all in the same boat. We just need to carry on. I think sometimes we can just stop unless we're really, really poorly. But I think sometimes if we exercise or if we just carry on what we're doing but at a lower level, I feel like it really helps us. So I went swimming last night to aqua aerobics and I could have easily just stayed at home, but absolutely it was 80s night and it was absolutely fantastic and my body was buzzing. And you know, that exercise is just incredible at the minute. I just feel like it just brings me alive. And what I've started to do as well is I was looking at Pilates, and it's really hard to find a Pilates class, and when you've got children you can't actually go out all the time, and sometimes they're like quite late at night. So on YouTube there's lots and lots of free Pilates like different videos on there. So just bear in mind if you are going to do anything on YouTube, like I'm not giving advice to go and do that, but if you're pretty fit and you're flexible, there's lots and lots. As long as you're careful and you're safe at home, have a look at different things, because I feel like if I just do some of the videos and get myself used to it, and then I can maybe find a class and do something, it's going to push me a little bit harder, or reformer Pilates. I keep looking at those classes. We don't always have time to commit, and this is what I don't want to do. I don't want to keep committing to different things every week, because I feel like when we do that, we get so overwhelmed that we just feel like, right, stopping everything. And you get like that. Like I was going to the gym every night and I just can't do it. It's not fair for my husband to keep going out every night. I mean, he wouldn't be bothered, but I want to have really good boundaries. I want to have my tea and just relax and watch something watch something together and sort my son out. But when you're going out at night doing classes, it just got a bit relentless, because I was having like a bit of a gap after work and then I was going to the gym. So I do try and go to the gym in the morning, or I could always go through the school day. But I thought, well, I've lost the weight now. I need to do some Pilates. I need to do some stretching. So some of these like videos are amazing. There's like different ones and you don't really tax yourself. It's all about the flexibility, your body, just centralising your body, just grounding yourself, just sitting with yourself, have some nice music on in the background. You could actually make this into a process of meditation, have some crystals out. You can make it what it is. You can have a little bit of a pamper session afterwards. It's just about being more mindful, and that's what I'm about at the minute. So today I want to talk about, I've got this so a lot of people have been asking me, I used to train a lot of people in the gym, and they're like, I still need some support with my fitness, but I know I'm not working in the gym, but I do need some help with my mindset, just everything. I'm just stuck at the minute, and I'm like, right, I'm going to put something together. So I've got this 1-to-1, which is absolutely steal, or I've got a 4-week manifestation and mindset reset container. If you're local to me, we can do it in person, meet at a coffee shop, or I do it online. So whatever suits you. I don't mind to come and meet you, because sometimes I do like that face-to-face, have a little coffee. And so what I've done, I've got this little system. So if you're just doing a 1-to-1, we will still talk about the goals and everything that you want to achieve. But if we're doing it on a monthly, so if we just want to do a month, and we can extend that if you want to, it's an hour a week plus WhatsApp support. So you can message me if you're feeling a kind of way. I'm going to give you homework. There's something for you to do. It's just re-looking at your goals. And because I'm so qualified in the health and wellness sector, we can incorporate the fitness and, pain management into it. It doesn't have to just be like solely on manifesting and self-development. It all comes in hand. And that tends to happen when I do one-to-ones, is like, actually, people will maybe talk about business, or I want to launch a podcast, I want to do a book. But then it's also, well, actually, I'm feeling really lethargic, I'm feeling really unfit. So we kind of like unpack more, because I think it's like counselling. Like when you go to see a counsellor, actually, you have to dig deeper. We have to peel those layers of onions off, because if we don't dig deep, and we don't actually get to the root of like what's going on. So I've got a new lady started on Monday, and I've just printed everything off for her. So what we're going to be doing is looking at, so it's going to be like gratitude, goal setting, we've got a bit of vision board, just looking at what this person wants going forward. They're feeling a bit stuck and they just don't know. Like, I kind of know this person personally, and I've worked with this person before on a fitness level. So I've got a really good footing, as in I know what this person's family is, and so I kind of know some of the pain points already going in, which is really good because I can really tailor. So if I know your pain points, I can really tailor your 4-week, container, because I can just really work on what I can kind of dig deeper and think, right, well, let's do this and let's do that. Because sometimes just an hour with me, you can just unlock so much. I had a one-to-one with Alicia, the client hunter, a couple of months ago, and just that hour, well, it wasn't even an hour, it just like, yeah, I got more clarity on myself. And I'm always like, I don't need a coach, I don't need this, because I like to coach myself. But it is nice to be reminded of, actually, well, what about doing this? What about that? Because other people see things a certain way. And it's good that someone sees your potential as well. So if somebody like me is working with you and I say, right, well, let's do this. And I'm actually going to work with my mum with this. So she doesn't know yet, but I said to my mum, let's work on some different goals. She's actually with a therapist. She's having CBT therapy. And although I can help as a life coach, and I have done my counselling years ago, it's different when it's your family, because she needs a professional to tackle other things that she probably doesn't want to talk to me about, because we all need that extra person. Like, I'm a mum and I can give a kind of a different approach to that, and probably I could maybe, like, when it's somebody close to you, we kind of give a different perspective, don't we? But I also need to be professional and do it in a way that, like, look, my mum's feeling so much better, and the therapy that she's been having, the lady's been amazing with her, and I've seen a massive change in my mum. And that's it. I say to my mum, like, I think sometimes, I said this to my mum the other night, she will say something to me, she'll see something a certain way, and I probably won't see it that way, but then I will start to think, well, actually, I never thought of it like that. So I end up following that way. And I said to Mum, so sometimes I don't think that situation is actually happening. I think we tell our brains that. And I think if you struggle with mental health or anything like that, you can take things the wrong way, because what I've learned that I can do that, I can be sensitive. But what I do is, if I pull back and just look at it, like I do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method, where I just come back with myself and think, well, actually, am I... Because, like, say if somebody blocks us on Facebook or texts us off Facebook, for instance, we can think, well, have I done something wrong? Has that person, have I hurt them? And we kind of tell ourselves a story that isn't true. And we do, like, or if somebody ignores us, we think, what? We actually look at, have we done anything? I must have put something online. I must have done this. Have I upset them? And you start to question your own sanity. And it's not always about that. Sometimes it's completely just something and nothing. So I quite like this, because I thought I'm going to put something together. So it's not just a one-to-one, it's like 4 weeks, and we can work deeper then, and we can actually unlock something. So it's completely, professional and confidential. Obviously, nothing what gets said to me. Like, can you imagine, I work in a salon, I've got a salon at home. The things that people tell me is, like, it's profound sometimes, and I keep that and I support. Like, they're not coming for her, they're coming for coaching, they come for a bit of everything. And it's the CBT therapy, it's the cognitive behavioural therapy. I can help people change the way they think through manifesting and self-development, and it's helped me. I've got rid of my limiting beliefs. Like, if I'd have thought, well, actually, I can't do a book, and loads of reasons why I couldn't do the book, I wouldn't have done the book. And what I did, I didn't tell anybody. I just went and wrote my book and published it, because I didn't want people to say, oh, this and that. So, but we are all different, and we are all on our different journeys, and we all have limiting beliefs, especially if you're like age 40 and above. I feel like our era, like our grandparents, were so different, and they kind of drop down their traditions and their way of thinking. Like my nan, you say you don't know you were born, and I think, well, my son won't know he was born. Like now, like my son's got so much at his fingertips. We didn't even have that when, because there wasn't like the internet like it was, and things wasn't accessible. There wasn't like Uber Eats, there wasn't like Amazon Prime, there was nothing like that. If we wanted something, we had to search high and low. It would be expensive. We'd have to go into our local town or order it somewhere else. But everything is so accessible now. Like there's so much freebies online. I've got freebies on my Linktree, and it's all about self-development. It's having that growth mindset all the time. And if you're stuck, then why not just think, right, well, I'm going to try this, even if it's just trying a one-to-one, and you don't have to upgrade to the 4-week package. Some people need 3 months with me just to. Do you think like a goal is like a 3-month goal? Like a month's okay, we can achieve quite a lot in a week and a month, but think about in the 3 months, which took me to actually get my book going and underway. Sometimes our goals we need a little bit longer, like books and podcasts, but fitness goals need a lot longer. I've done 9 months. I've done from January till now and lost 5 stone. So that's been a long goal. And I've just kind of thought to myself, I'm just going to have to take it one day at a time. I'm not going to put like a limit on how much I'm going to lose or what I'm going to be doing. But my ultimate goal was to get my sugar levels back healthy and make sure everything was good. So it was, my word this year was vitality, and I've achieved that now, and it's all about toning. So that's why I'm doing my Pilates online and doing my treadmill and doing some weights at home. Still working on my manifestation. I'm still working on my, self-development. But what I'm going to be doing with these women, and I have worked with other women doing this concept before, but I thought, you know what, I'm really going to make this into something a little bit more, because I'm seeing more people that are coming to me. So you might want to work with me for a month and do about manifestation and grow, like gratitude and self-development, and then we can really look deeper into that. And then like the second month we could work on, actually we'll get rid of those limiting beliefs, and then we're going to start looking at doing you've got the confidence, you've got the tenacity to think, you know what, I am going to publish that book and that podcast, because I'm going to instill in you main character energy. I'm going to make you believe and push you to be the best version of you. And that's what I think that's one of my strongest points working with people is because I do it and I practice what I preach, and people are like, you know what, you do it, and it just makes me, people say to me, it makes me all the time, Lindsay, like, what are you doing now? And wow, well, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, you can do it as well. Like, I've just got to keep setting myself goals. Nobody tells me to do all these things, like all the courses that I do, all my self-development. Nobody's watching me on a daily doing my gratitude and my journaling, but you can do that too. So the 4-week container, if you want to work on Zoom, and you're not, obviously not everybody, there is different listeners all over the world. It is you pick an hour a week on Zoom, and then that's our session, and we can record it and I can send it back to you. So then you've got that then. It's something that you can go back to, and it's really good for looking at your growth as well. And if you're not here in like around my hometown, I can either post out some documents or I will just email them you, and then you can print them off as well. So I've printed everything off. You've got lots to work by. It's just like looking at our goals, and I'll give you my phone number as well, so it's WhatsApp accountability, so I'll message you if you're stuck with anything, or if you've got any wins. I mean, obviously I don't want you to be texting me at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, because I'll probably just not reply till the day after. I do put it on Do Not Disturb about 9 or 10 o'clock at night, but I will voice note and I'll get back to you the day after. Even if it's just a win or a breakthrough, send me a message. But I always urge people to write everything down on paper, and then it's a really good reflection of how much, you have grown. So what we're going to be covering is gratitude, like looking at bringing in daily gratitude and what it means to you. Because then I think when we do gratitude, we don't realise, we think we've not got a lot going for us, and you might be struggling with certain things. But when we start to write things down, and gratitude to me was having a really good day, it's my son like flourishing at school, it could be just a client bringing me some flowers. They're just little gratitude moments. Like, I've had a really peaceful day, and yesterday I was out with my husband and we went for lunch and went for a game of golf. That's like total gratitude. We had husband and wife time, and it was just an easy day. So gratitude comes from it's so colourful, it just looks so different for everybody else. You might have gratitude on a really expensive and a really grand level, or it might be for me, it's just a really good day with my mum. I went out for lunch with my mum, and I went swimming, and I went swimming with my mum last night, and we had a good time together, and we talked, and then we went to B&M first, and we went having a look around the shops. It's just little things that to me is gratitude, because I had some time with my mum. We went out, she's helping her mental health, it's helping her self-esteem, and it was really good to see her. And then I come home and watch maths, and that's gratitude, because I absolutely love it. So I'm like, how can I not be grateful of my day? And once we start to see the goodness in that day, our vibrations start to literally they just move, and they just lift, and we're like, oh yeah. And we start to see a shift in our wording, how we approach things, so our negative energy changes. So instead of going in today, if you're one of those people that wake up in the morning and say, this podcast is sponsored by the My Nora app. If you or someone you love is experiencing coercive control, you need to know about the My Nora app, created by Emma Davey, a survivor and advocate. This powerful app helps you safely collect evidence, protect your well-being, and take back control, discreetly and securely. Download the My Nora app today and start reclaiming your power. Just search My Nora in your app store now. Oh, I've got a headache. Oh, I can't be bothered with work today. We're all like that. But if we can rephrase our wording by saying, well, actually, today might be the right day, but the today is going to be, I'm going to have a positive day. I am going to have coffee with my friends, and I'm going to do this, going to do that. 9 times out of 10, something completely will blow you out the water that day, because you're starting to manifest, you're bringing it into fruition, you're bringing it to life. Things start to improve. The people around you start to improve. That people that get on your nerves at work, I just see an absolute shift. But if you're in a low vibrational frequency on a daily, and you're going with the same mindset, that is why our days don't change sometimes, because we're in that low frequency, that negative energy. So you're going to keep pulling negative energy in. We need to manifest harder by raising the vibrations on your frequency and feeling completely abundant on every day. You might not like your job, but what tends to happen? You might not like your job, but work seems to start improving. You might get a pay rise, you might get a promotion, you might change teams, you might get new employees, you might have a new buddy at work. Can you see? We've all got the ability to change something that's going on in our lives, in our work, in our relationships. Once you start battling, I see a lot of people battling with relationships and friendships online, but if you keep putting it on Facebook or social media and like nagging and just deflecting it on other people, nothing ever changes. You're still in that position in a month. But what we can do, we can spend that week actually focusing. It's like the wheel of life. We can look at where we are from like 0 to 10 on a daily, our health, wellness, relationships, and that gives us a good indicator of where we need to, like what we need to work on a daily. So it might be, mine was my health, that I really need to get my health, I need to lose the weight, I need to get myself sorted. And it's like, that's not always going to be the same. It's not linear. It's quite undulating, like it's going up and down. And because that's life, we're human beings, we're not robots. It's going to change. We can have a really good week with our health, and bang, something happens. Our children's health change. Everything just changes. But like when I got my diagnosis for my son with his genetic condition, I've just kept my frequency quite high. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't dwell on it. I can't moan about it. I already know he's got a disability. It's just giving me clarity. So I was pretty grateful for that diagnosis, because I'm like, I know now. And when people ask me, I'm like, well, this is what it is. This is why he's like this. Because I could never understand why he was like this. Because it's really hard to get a diagnosis when you've got children, because it's not black and white, and it's hard to even get an appointment sometimes unless you pay in private. And we shouldn't have to wait that long. But you know what? I didn't come at it from a negative angle. So what I tend to feel like, if I start being positive around what I want from, like, so for instance, the other week, I have these veins on my leg, and I thought, without me thinking, you know what it's like with the NHS, you can never get an appointment, 10 months down the line, you still not heard anything. But I didn't go with that mindset. I went with the mindset of, I'm going to get an appointment, someone's going to ring me, and it literally happens. Within 48 hours, they rang me saying, do you want to go to this place, which is near me, next week? It was really quick, and I felt really surreal. I thought, that's only like a week ago. I went to the doctors. He referred me straight away to vascular, and now I have a scan on the 18th, and on Halloween I'm actually having the veins taken out. And that is less than what, 2 months? I'm like, huh? So it was good, but I don't feel like that would have gone my way if I'd have gone negative or would have been really off with it. And I feel like I wanted it doing, but I didn't think I would be in the past. That it's more of a vanity thing, but when it comes to vascular and veins and with my family history, then yeah, I was pretty surprised. So I was like, yes. So I'm keeping that frequency going. I'm keeping that energy going because I feel like if we just keep that momentum going, that positivity, I feel like sometimes when people say to me like they had a stint in hospital and that this happened and that happened, and they have a really rough experience about what happened, and they say to me, do you have like bad experiences? I'm like, I don't really, because I always go in with a completely different mindset to anything. When I go into an establishment or, go to an appointment, I kind of preempt how the nurses and reception are going to be with me. And it might sound really ridiculous, this, but I visualise a lot what it's going to be like, how I'm going to feel, who I'm going to meet there, I'm going to speak to someone. And I feel like I kind of preempt it, and I script my day how it's going to be, because I think that this is the way my brain works. So I script my day. I think scripting's amazing for your week. So even though things haven't happened yet, like I didn't publish my book, I scripted when it was going to be happening. I knew what my book was going to look like. I'd made my Canva book. I'd done it on Canva. The colours, I did it first before I even started writing the book. So I thought, that's my book. That is it. And yeah, it just like kind of just evolved from there. So it is about, changing your mindset and thinking, because if you work intensely with somebody, within a month, massive things can happen. You might just need a little bit of confidence. You might just need a little bit of support. I'm going to be looking at journaling and writing goals, so manifestation techniques to like shift that mindset and energy. So yeah, the first session you're going to come in with but what about this, and can I do this? And there's going to be tears. Of course there's going to be tears, because this is the process. This is life coaching, self-development. It's about digging deeper. But if we don't do it, then we're not going to keep moving forwards. And if you're in a position right now where you just think, I'm just not getting anywhere, I really need some support, then this is perfect for you, because you're just going to, it's been so valuable for so many people. Even if I'm just doing like one-to-ones with people, we can cover so much. Like, you could ask me anything on that call. Within my remit, I can talk to you about anything, health and fitness and business, because that's what I'm qualified to do. So that's effortless for me. I get really excited, as you can hear on my voice, and get really passionate, because I'm like, yeah, I really want to help these women, especially busy mums that want to do things for themselves and earn passive income and just be the best versions of themselves. But what I do see is a lot of women have partnerships at home, and they're very negative, and there's a lot of coercive control going on. So I see that a lot as well. And it really frustrates me, because I see so many women being held back. There's probably a lot of men as well that are being held back by their partners. But I never want to feel held back in my life. My husband doesn't do it. And we always have this discussion. I'll never be told what to do, because I always want to. My husband has been in his job for over 20 years, and he's happy with what he's doing. But I said to him, there's a lot I want to achieve yet. And he's fine with that. He's supported me. He's gone back on weekend shift for a couple of months to help me in the week to do the school runs and do things. And we can have teas together. So the dynamics are so much better, because it's literally outside now, washing my car, polishing my car. I've worked this morning and I've got another client after, and I'm like, right, I'm just going, cup of tea, I'm going to record a podcast. He's like, yeah. So I've done the hoover, and I'm like, got me energy up. So, and I've just printed all the documents off for my lady starting on Monday, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to actually talk about this today, because I think if you're stuck now, and I spoke about it the other week, we've got a couple of months now till Christmas, we can still achieve so much. And even if you just get yourself in really good stead for the end of the year, and you're not just crippling with this anxiety and stress and fear, like, I'm just fed up of just being where I am, because I always say to people, if I can do it, you can do it. And it doesn't have to cost a lot of money, because you can spend a lot of money on coaches and one-to-ones and gurus. You've got to be very careful who you work with online. I'm very, very wary. There's only so many people that I will recommend other people to for like certain things, because I come from a place of holistic, and I want to make sure that people are being ripped off and they're being supported really well, because a lot of my clients are quite vulnerable in certain ways. They've got a lot of pain management. So it's just taking that more holistic approach. And I've always been that. Even like when I was teaching personal training, I did the cardiac rehab and stroke, and now I worked in cardiac rehab. It's having that those people, and then I worked in another gym, and I had the clients that I attracted. It was nobody was coming in saying, "Oh, I'm fine," and this, that, and the other. Everybody had 1 to 3 things that they were struggling with. It was like home, health, medical conditions, weight, maybe alcohol, sleep. There's so many different things that we're struggling with that it's on the rise. A lot of people are struggling more because life's a lot harder than it was. I feel like it is now, but maybe it's because we're adults now. We tend to see things differently. But I feel like self-development never lets us down. If you humble yourself and you position yourself in your head and in your life, you tend to attract, like attracts like, and you attract. I have certain people that I speak to on a daily, like WhatsApping, and they're the people that I want in my life because they're positive. They've got their own things going on, but they're always striving. I love it because I get really excited for them. Like, oh, I love it. Like, what are you doing now? I'm like, oh, you're making me tired. And like, well, you make me tired because we have a laugh and we're always doing different things all the time because I need to be with people that are going to make me grow and not slow down. And we all need people in our lives like that. So then you need friends like me, and that's why you listen to my podcasts. So yeah, so it's like a bit of a roadmap to tackle the stress. Look at limiting beliefs. So this document that I'll send you, it'll just give you everything you need. If you're working online with me, you can just do it at home. I don't have to see all your limiting beliefs. If you want to keep things private, you can do. Just share what you want to, disclose what you want to with me. And obviously, when we work together for a couple of weeks, that trust is then earned, isn't it? So just have an open mind when we're doing manifesting. Just open yourself up. You listen to this podcast because you either know me and like me, or you like manifesting and self-development and parenting. And as parents, whether you're an older parent, as in your children are older, like my mum, I'm 40s, or you've got younger children or grandparents, we're still parents and grandparents. We every 10 years of our life, we're completely changing as people all the time. So why can we not work on our growth? And this is why I just love the life coaching and self-development. And that's why I've kind of retrained, and I didn't really go into more of the counselling because I feel like I'm quite limited with my counselling. I feel like I like a more personal approach, as in, yeah, I might speak to you. It's not just going to be as a client basis. I'll probably speak to you online. I'll probably coach with you. I'll probably invite you to a networking event that I go to. I'll bring you into my world. And it's a little bit different than having a counsellor, which you can't have that relationship with. Self-development, manifesting. You're listening to my podcast, you know a lot about me anyway, probably more than I realise. Because I have people that message me and say, oh, how's this and how's that? Or I bump into people, I'm like, how do you know about that? And like, I listen to your podcast. I'm like, oh dear. So you don't know, this is the thing about podcasting. So yeah, if you are interested, I'm going to put the links. There's a 60-minute call, or we've got the 4-week, the container. So whatever you feel like you really need right now. And we've got weeks now till before Christmas to actually get to dig deep and think about maybe putting some really good goals into place, like your top 3 goals, what you want to achieve for the month. And then we can kind of just extend that, or you can just start moving forwards. I can send you some more copies out. So something for you to just keep working on. Maybe come back to me in a couple of months' time and say, right, this is what I've achieved. Can I have another one-to-one? Can we work on some extra goals? You're only going to know by doing a one-to-one. And I say to people that just small little investment in yourself, like what I've invested in is been just so profound this last couple of years. It's just the little things like even my self-publishing course is £44, and everyone said to me that is really cheap. I'm like, yeah, well, that's just it. You can buy that and that gets sent to you. You don't speak to me. That's something you work with on your own. I said, but one-to-ones differently. So we can do 3 monthlies and we can do a yearly coaching. We can tailor everything to what you want. But I want things to be accessible for you. I know, like, as a mum, I don't, and coming out of lockdown, and I thought, I don't want to be spending all this money on thousands of pounds on learning how to self-publish. And this is why I didn't have a me. And I so wanted a me to help me. I would have probably done if I'd have had my 2 courses, self-publishing, podcasting, they'd have been in lockdown. And I feel like my podcast would be at a completely different level now, because that's when everybody, like celebrities, were all doing like self-development. And there is a lot a saturation with manifesting and self-development. But what I bring to it is I've got a lot of qualifications in everything that I teach. I can totally back myself up because I've worked, I've got industry experience, I've got my own business at home, and everything that I do, I know I get really good results, especially with my books. People get to #1 bestsellers. The podcasting, it's just going. It just continues to grow, and I've grew my business, and I sell my books now, and people work with me through the podcasting. So people say, "Oh, how can I make money through podcasting?" There's so many different ways, because if you're willing to put the work in, then you are going to grow. You're going to make the effort. But people like to just think they're just going to earn money. Like, why should you even think that you are going to earn money straight away? You've got to put the work in. You've got to grow a community. You've got to grow your niche. People have got to trust you on your podcast, especially if you're coming to, from a point of you've got products to sell like I have now. I didn't have products to sell by fitness, or like people would come and have the hair done, but I wouldn't really do that on a global level because people listen it's like 35 different countries, completely hundreds and thousands and millions of miles away from me, but local people that know me. So it's just, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to go now. We're getting to 30 minutes, so I have literally not stopped talking. So anyway, if you want any more questions, send me a message, but I'm going to put the links in the show notes. And yeah, just send me a message. And yeah, and if you have started reading my book, I saw that I had a few book sales on Kindle. That is in my link tree as well. So that's in my show notes. And it's great that people are investing on their manifesting journey, because if you've got Kindle Unlimited, then you don't have to pay for the book. So that's amazing. So that's all included. So yeah. So anyway, I'm going to go now. So yeah, I think that's it. That's all I've got to report. I feel like there's lots of more that I'll finish and think, oh, I didn't say this. But the boy's happy. He's loving year 10. He's on the school council now. He said he's got his first meeting on Monday. He's doing his options. He's doing media. What more can I ask for? It's such an amazing school. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a parent governor, but the reason why I wanted to do that is because I think it's an incredible school and it's got so much to offer. And I honestly, I've had nothing bad to say against the school ever. And yeah, it's the communication. That's what you need, communication. When you've got a child with SEN, all you want is communication. And they have that primary school approach where the dojo, and you can speak to teachers, and yeah, so it's just really nice. I just feel so grateful. I am so lucky to have such a local school to me. My son is thriving and he's just doing incredible. So I'm so happy that he's getting, his healthcare plan. He's got everything that he needs. So what else? I can't complain, can I? So yeah, things are good. So anyway, have a great week, whatever you're doing, weekend, and yeah, send me a message and share this podcast if you know anybody that is into manifestation, self-development, fitness, podcasting. Send them my way, and yeah, and I'll give you a shout out on my socials. So I will speak to you later. Bye. If you're feeling called to go deeper, to align more, create more, and really step into that next version of you, you'll find everything you need in my link tree. From my book, Manifesting Through Motherhood, to powerful resources and ways we can work together. It's all there waiting for you. Come and find me on Instagram or Facebook. I love hearing what landed with you. Don't forget to follow the podcast, and if this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who is on their own journey too. And happy manifesting.